we're just going to release the audio part.
Perfect.
Yes. Okay. So here we go. Episode 66, title, Generating Referrals by Building Relationships. Interview with Ed Wilson, brought to you by Go Legal Yourself, an online business providing real legal tools for savvy entrepreneurs. Welcome to the Go Legal Yourself podcast, episode 66, title, Generating Referrals by Building Relationships. I'm your host, Attorney Kelly Bagler, the Queen of Business Law. You can interact with us on social media and definitely do find us on the web at golegalyourself.com. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Ed Wilson. Ed is the Executive Director of BNI San Diego. Ed is the Executive Director of BNI San Diego. Welcome to the show, Ed.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you, Ed. So share your attorney joke with the audience.
So here it is. What's the difference between a good lawyer and a bad lawyer?
What's the difference?
A bad lawyer might let a case drag on for several years. A good lawyer knows how to make it last even longer.
I love that one.
Yes.
I love that one. That's hilarious. That actually reminds me of a joke where there was a father and son law firm, and the son has just started, brand new attorney, right out of law school, passed his bar exam, and he's given his first case by his father. He's all, son, you go and take care of this case, and I know you're going to do fantastic. So the son spends hours and hours reviewing the case, and he takes the case to court, and he settles it, Ed. He settles the case, and he comes back to his father, all proud of himself, and Dad, guess what? I settled the case. I'm so proud. This is my first case ever. The dad looked at him and goes, oh my God, son, what have you done? That case was supposed to last you a lifetime.
It really is. It really is the case. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, fantastic. So, Ed, you are in a very unique type of business.
Absolutely.
How did you get into running one of the most successful international networking businesses?
So I actually started as a member of the organization 15 years ago. June 1st was my 15th anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The organization, obviously, it's known as BNI, but what does BNI stand for?
Stands for Business Network International.
Yes.
And kind of like IBM, no one actually even remembers what the words are.
Right.
They just remember the acronym of IBM.
Right. How did you get into running a business?
So about 9 years ago, I moved back from Tucson, Arizona, back to Southern California, got re-involved with BNI, didn't even realize that I was in BNI Global's backyard up in the Inland Empire. And once I got involved, I actually became very quickly an ambassador for that particular region, for the headquarters owned region, which at the time was Inland Empire in San Gabriel Valley. BNI headquarters used to be in Upland, California, and that's actually where I had moved back to. So not realizing that it was in my backyard, got involved, became an ambassador, and then became a director for the region. And on a day that I was at the global headquarters doing some training, Dr. Meisner, the founder, came back into the training room and we had a discussion, and he pulled a Columbo. As he was walking out the door, he kind of looked back and asked me a question and then said, hey, you know what, Ed, I'd love for you to fill out or to give your resume to one of our gentlemen, Leroy Gaines, because I think you would be a really good fit for the organization as an employee. So went through a very rigorous process, and they ended up hiring me. I became the support services manager for BNI, which is basically dealing with our global attorneys and any issues around the globe, because we're currently, we're 74 countries strong. And at the time, we were 67, 68 countries.
Isn't that incredible? Sorry to interject, Ed. I just want to really bring that particular thing home, right? I want to really drill on that bit there. It's an international global organization. How long has it been around for?
So we just, at the beginning of the year, January 7th, we celebrated our 35th year.
That's incredible. You know, Ed, we have to get Dr. Meisner on the show. We
Oh, I
have
think
to.
absolutely. I think he would be fantastic.
Yes. Please continue with your story.
So I ended up in that role. They opened up a new role or created a new role called the International Franchise Liaison. So I helped to oversee all of our franchises around the world. At that point, we were going to be making a shift from our global headquarters in Upland and moving it to Charlotte, North Carolina. At that point, I realized, you know what? We don't want to uproot our family, so what am I going to do? I'd always wanted to be a franchisee,
Mhm.
and I had built a great relationship with Catherine Lodel, who at the time was the full owner of the franchise down in San Diego. And we built a relationship, and we had some conversations, and I ended up becoming her partner.
Mhm.
And then will eventually at some point become the full franchisee for BNI San Diego. So that's
I'm
what got me
so
here 4.5 years ago.
I'm so proud of you. Look at you, you're
Thank
all
you.
grown up.
Absolutely.
Wow. To be an owner of such a successful business organization. So, in full disclosure, I too was a member of BNI in San Diego. And Ed, I absolutely loved my time there. Loved it. The title is so perfect because it's generating referrals by building relationships. In fact, way back when I first started my podcasting, episode 5, I had a gentleman on and we spoke about building business relationships,
Hmm.
especially in San Diego. We're a very close-knit community and we like to do business with people we know, we like, and we trust, right? Yes. So
Yes.
as far as this type of business, so there's a lot of business to be had out there. There's a lot of business. There's no shortage of people looking for services or looking for products. But the secret to keeping that business and getting repeat business, that's what you do best. Share some of your secrets as how you build that for your members.
So, and you stated it, it's really about the relationship. We have, pardon me, we have core values. We have 7 core values, and our top 2 are giver's gain, which is different than a quid pro quo. It's give to give, knowing that it'll come back from somewhere. But
Yes.
our second one is building relationships or building long lasting relationships. We teach and we train and we support our members in building and cultivating long lasting business relationships that will go beyond, far beyond even their tenure in BNI. We have several members that are over 26 years plus in chapters here in BNI San Diego. And even those that have either moved away or moved on or have scaled their business in such a way that they're no longer able to be in a chapter, those relationships still stand. They're still gaining referrals from those relationships. So we are always helping people understand that the best way to do business is through referrals.
I can attest to that. So, as a former BNI member, I still have relationships with with current BNI members. The the beauty about belonging to a local chapter of BNI. By the way, Ed, this show has gone international. We are in 23 countries. And so I can guarantee you, in any of those 23 countries, they can find a local BNI chapter.
Absolutely. And we would love to be able to help them find one when they do,
Yes,
or when
and
they are looking.
yes, and we actually are going to have your information as part of our show notes, and the audience, they can actually reach out to you directly and say, "Hey, Ed, you know, I live in beautiful. Let's name a country. I just came back from Italy. I know Italy has multiple chapters because I just spoke to one of the members about a month ago from Italy. But yes, they can email you and say, you know, Ed, I'm looking for a chapter in this country, and I guarantee you that you'll be able to find them something.
Absolutely. We'll connect them with either the national director for that country and or the executive director of the local franchise that will be able to support them in their efforts for finding a good chapter.
And like any effort, any networking that group that anyone decides to join, as far as business owners. So business owners, they're constantly looking for business. They're constantly wearing multiple hats. So they're doing their own marketing, they're their own janitors, right? We've all been there. They're their own dog walkers. I still walk my dogs, by the way, Ed. I absolutely love doing that. I don't think I'll ever hire anyone to walk my dogs.
Well, they're part of the family.
They are,
I,
absolutely.
I couldn't imagine asking somebody to walk my daughter or take her outside and play. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't work that way.
Beautifully said, exactly. But as a business owner, I've worn multiple hats, and as have you too. And what I've noticed is when you get involved with a BNI chapter, you're opening your exposure to more referrals and connected with referral partners. Can you share a little bit more about what a referral partner looks like for a business owner?
Absolutely. A referral partner is someone who you very intentionally build a relationship with. You are supporting each other in the growth of both of your businesses. So for instance, a great example would be a residential real estate agent and a mortgage agent as well. The synergy between the two of them, going back and forth on referrals, it's phenomenal, and just to watch and the amount of referrals that go through. But that works in many different areas, some that people wouldn't even think about. For instance, I just connected a life insurance agent with a fitness trainer. Well, you look at those two and you go, how do those two connect?
Right.
Well, if you think about it, the life insurance agent is working with individuals that are looking for life insurance. Unlike me, I mean, our listeners can't see me, excuse me, but I'm not Thor type body style. I'm a little chunkier than that. So for someone like
It's
me
good.
to get
We call it good living.
good, and I live very good. Thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
you do.
yes. I like that. I'm going to use that one.
Yes.
For those individuals that are looking for life insurance, for me as well, because of where I'm at right now, my rate was a little bit higher. Well, for the life insurance agent to say, you know what, let's get you taken care of so that you know that your family is secure. But I have an associate that I work with on a regular basis who's a fitness trainer that can help you drop that weight. Then in 6 months from now, we can come back and re-engage that conversation to see if we can get you a lower rate. On the reverse side, you have a fitness trainer who's maybe working with someone. It's a bride and groom that are preparing to get married. They're wanting to look the best at their wedding. So after he gets them into shape, now he can actually have the conversation of, you know what, we got your bodies in shape preparing for your wedding. How about we help with to making sure that above and beyond your family is taken care of. I have an associate who's a life insurance agent who I would love to introduce you to. That's how the synergy works.
Exactly. When I first started out, Ed, so during law school, you might be shocked at this, Ed, but they don't teach you in law school how to run your own business. Right? They teach you absolutely nothing about that. And on top of that, they teach you absolutely double nothing on how to go out and get business. They teach you nothing. So I had to learn the hard way. And when I first started out, I was targeting, if you will, in a nice way, people that wanted to start a business, because I'm an attorney. I help individuals that want to incorporate a business, start a business with their contracts, a business that's growing. And so I was doing it the hard way. I was going out there and selecting one by one. And then I got savvy. Yes, I can get savvy too. So I thought, well, where are my clients? Instead of me going out and selecting one by one, wouldn't it be fantastic to go directly to the source where my clients go? right? So my clients, potential clients, they have joined a BNI chapter. They go to business coaches. So instead of going to one by one, I went to the business coach, and we started a strategic business relationship. And so the business coach started referring me clients. So I got more clients that way rather than going out and spending time and money doing it one time at a time.
Absolutely. And we all have to build our business, and we do it in different ways. The most effective we've seen is to surround yourself with a group of like-minded individuals that have somewhat the same goals. That's to grow their business through referrals, to be able to put individuals around you that when they're at their backyard barbecue, when they're at a PTA meeting, when they're meeting with their staff at the firm, um, those individuals are referring their family, their friends, their clients, their colleagues to you, because each and every week in a BNI chapter, you have the opportunity to stand up and share who your ideal client is. So that when I'm at that backyard barbecue, you've trained me on what to look for and what to listen for. So now when I'm having that conversation or I see something, I have been trained by you week after week on what to look for and listen for. And now you've also taught me how to engage that person in a conversation so that the following day or even that afternoon, I can call you up with a referral and say, hey, Kelly, I've actually just talked to someone that I think would be a great referral for you. Please go ahead and connect with them.
I think that's the beauty about BNI and what really sets BNI apart from all these other networking groups that are out there, because there's plenty of them. One, it's very structured. So as a business owner, we are very limited on our time and how we use it wisely. So when you do go to a BNI meeting, it's very structured. You have your start time and you have your end time. So it doesn't go on for hours and hours. And two, you actually get your 45 seconds or a minute in front of 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 members. You've got that time right now, and you've captured that many people where you get to share who you are and what you do and what you're looking for that week, right? Your referral or the person that you're looking for can be different every week. Guarantee it, within that group of members, you are going to come across someone that says, oh, I know so-and-so, Kelly, for you. Let me make that connection. And they do it happily. I think that's what really sets BNI apart.
Yeah, particularly that happily part there,
Yes,
because going back with our a number one core value, givers gain, we understand that when we come into a room, we show up to give. And by giving to the people, Kelly, the more I give to you, what do you naturally want to do with me?
absolutely give back.
Absolutely. And that's the premises of what we get to do each and every week. To know that you've got a handful of people that you, even within a 30, 40, 50, 60 member chapter, there's still going to be that smaller cluster that we call a contact sphere or power team,
Yes,
that you're much more intentional with, that you're really being intentional to help each other grow your business. And it comes through back to those relationships we talked about earlier.
absolutely. So, Ed, the show is obviously about helping entrepreneurs in all stages of their business. As a business owner yourself, Ed, what advice would you give a business owner that is just starting out?
Really getting an understanding of, first off, what you do and how you do it, probably seeking out a business coach, and then looking at connecting with other individuals that are like-minded. And hopefully you're going to find those in a BNI chapter, in an organization like ours, where we're able to support not only your referral growth, but there's also an element of your building your professional acumen, being able to help you understand what it means to grow a business. As you said, Kelly, earlier, when you coming right out of college, they didn't teach you how to run a business.
No,
Well, there's a lot of elements of what we do in BNI that's more on the professional development, helping people understand the importance of showing up on time, and helping people understand, doing what you say you're going to do, going above and beyond, all of these things where we're able to support our members and train them and teach them. Because even doing a 45-second, what we call weekly presentation, what most people call elevator pitch, most people don't know how to do those. We have a 3-hour training on how to do a 60-second elevator pitch. We understand the importance of what that looks like, and for you to articulate what it is and who you're looking for that particular week, so that you can train the people around you to go out and look for it and bring it back as a referral.
Ed, I'm so glad you brought that aspect of being associated and being a member of BNI. It's the educational part. It's huge. Like I said, as a former member of BNI, every week we were taught something new. And as brand new business owners, they don't know what they're doing. Let's just be frank, right? They have no idea what they're doing. All they know is they have a service or a product and they want to sell that service or product. But how do they do that? And the education that you actually receive in BNI, that is so valuable.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought it up. It's our third core value. So we've
Yes.
talked about givers gain, we've talked about building relationships, but another one of our cornerstones is lifelong learning. We have to continually sharpen our sword so that we can do the things that we need to do to help us grow our business. I mean, I would imagine on the legal side that you're constantly fine-tuning your practice and learning more things and updating. I think we're going to be in learning mode for the rest of our lives. I hope we are anyway.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm always learning something new, either from my husband or my dogs every single day.
I like the dog part. That's what I didn't even think about that one.
Every single day. So we've got a brand new dog. Her name's Shelby. And we rescued her, Ed, and she has just stolen my heart. She is a pointer pit mix, and she's 83 pounds, but she thinks she's a lap dog.
You gotta love those.
And just her expressions and the way she communicates with you, it truly is. Every day is a learning session with them, right? Every day. But what I really love about BNI too, and again, audience, I'm not sitting here and trying to sell you BNI. I'm sharing my experience with this wonderful global networking group. That's what I'm sharing. One of the things is because I'm very old-fashioned. Right? If you saw me, you wouldn't think, oh, Kelly's old-fashioned. No, but I'm very old-fashioned and I love traditional values. That's just me. But that's one thing that BNI does. It has traditional values, but it pairs them with innovation. Talk to me about that.
Going to our fourth core value. We're just going to work our way all through all of our core values.
And this is not scripted, I guarantee you.
So our fourth core value is traditions plus innovations. And for a long time, when I started with Ivan, I used to say traditions and innovations. And he corrected me and he said, no, Ed, it's actually plus innovations. We have those elements of who we are as an organization. We have the same agenda that whether you're in San Diego, excuse me, New York, Papua New Guinea, Spain, or Italy, everyone runs off the same agenda. That's part of the tradition. Well, the innovation that happens, we have BNI apps now. We've got apps for different things. We have, right now, we're actually having an online platform because of where we are with COVID-19. We are currently meeting all 9,970 something chapters around the world have all pivoted to an online platform to get us through this particular time. So that's where the innovation comes in. We always have to be innovating or we're falling behind. And there, going back to your point about not selling, I'm not here to sell BNI. There are some phenomenal networking organizations out there. You've got to find the right one for you.
Exactly.
But what we can do is we can share with you, as we've luckily been going through, our 7 core values, and to know who we are as an organization and what we can provide for our customers. It's incredibly important.
It is, absolutely. And I just lost my chain of thought. It's okay. John's going to edit this bit out. Hi, John. Yes, going back to the innovation, I think BNI, you guys really deserve kudos for this, because BNI is a weekly meeting, Ed. And for the members who genuinely go to BNI for support, right? Because sometimes as a business owner, you are so inundated with X, Y, and Z, but who's going to do the A, B, and C? You are, right? Unless you hire someone. And so you literally get support from BNI. You actually, it's more of an accountability as well. But for people that were locked down during this pandemic, they lost that ability, and so it obviously they had to take a step back in their businesses and thinking, well, what do I do here? But for you to move to Zoom meetings, that was phenomenal what you've done for the members. Plus, this allows us to visit other chapters around the world, right? So if I wanted to visit a chapter, say in New Delhi, India, I can absolutely do that. So my reach with BNI is literally global. I'm not restricted to just San Diego.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, I was privileged to be able to attend a chapter in Nigeria.
Yes.
And to see the structure and the running of the chapter, exactly the same way we run it here in San Diego is fantastic. But yeah, your reach is not just your local chapter or the chapters around it. You truly do have a global reach. And even before we went on to our online platform that allowed people to visit other chapters very easily, we have a system called BNI Connect that allows you to interact with all 280 plus thousand members around the world. So if your mom is having plumbing problems in New York and you're here in San Diego, California, you're able to go onto your app and locate a plumber who went through all of the same vetting process that you went through, and we'll be able to take care of them. So, and that's whether you're in New York or Florida or in Spain or Dubai, wherever you are, you have a network of people that are happy to support you, and enjoy, obviously, receiving referrals.
They truly are, and especially if you love traveling, right? Like I just
Oh,
said,
yeah.
back in September, my husband and I, we took a trip to Italy. So we went to Rome and Florence and Venice, and you can actually go and visit some of these chapters wherever you're going on a vacation to.
Yes, and the beauty, I mean, it can actually work out to be a little bit of a business
Exactly.
trip, which I love.
Therefore, business expense, absolutely.
Absolutely. All those things that you get to do, and meet new people and build relationships. And what I love about BNI members is once you become a part of BNI, you become a part of the full family. So when
Yes.
you do visit countries, they roll out the red carpet. I mean, imagine walking or going to a country where you don't know anything, but because of BNI, we can connect you with a local executive director or a member that you can say, hey, you know what? I don't know the area, but I'm coming to visit. Where are some good places to stay? What are the good? And they want to help with everything, to the point where I've even had individuals open up their houses in other countries
Right.
to members here in the States that are going to visit, and vice versa. Being in San Diego, we're in a place where, and I didn't realize this up until recently, but people all over the world want to come to San Diego because
Yes.
of the weather and the beaches and just everything. So that when people are traveling internationally, we invite them in, and we love to meet with them and build those relationships that go to long-lasting business relationships as well.
Exactly. Well, Ed, I'm sold. Where do I sign up? I miss you guys.
Well, and luckily we're not going to be that far away. I mean, again, we even even as you grow your business and the time doesn't allow you to be in a BNI chapter, we still stay connected.
Yes.
We still
Yes.
refer to each other. We still have those relationships that go
Exactly.
on for years to come.
And I think I've noticed, and Ed, I've met those members that have been in BNI for 20 plus years, and they still show up every week with a positive attitude, right? That was one thing that's really, really huge. And I think business owners don't understand this. Doesn't matter where you are constantly selling, constantly. You could be in line at the grocery store. you're constantly selling. Someone is going to be attracted to you because you've got this positive attitude. You're just a happy person, right? People want to talk to you. When you say to someone, "Hey, hi, how's it going?" They kind of step back and thinking, oh, wow, that really made my day. Somebody spoke to me in a very happy way and they recognized me. And having that positive attitude, going to any networking business meeting, going to see your clients, right? And I have to share this with you. Just yesterday, I had a very busy day yesterday, Ed. I had a photo shoot in the morning time, and you have to bring your A game to the photo shoot, right? So your personality really comes out in those photos. So I loved my time when I was doing that. And then in the afternoon, I had a commercial shoot. And in the commercial shoot, you really have to be positive and energetic. And this is, and obviously the director there and everyone else, they loved me, right? And you know how modest I am. You know that, right? So
I absolutely do.
yes, and they absolutely loved me. And I'm just thinking that these core values that obviously I learned during my BNI tenure, you carry those with you through your entire tenure being a business owner.
Absolutely. And again, you touched on one of our core values, our fifth core value, which is positive attitude, which is essential not only in business, but in life. I mean, nobody wants to be around a negative Nelly.
No.
We all want those people in our lives that are very positive. But I appreciated you mentioning the things that you learn here, you carry on for years to come. One of our goals, one of my personal goals for BNI San Diego is to be a place that 20 years down the road, you could be discussing business with someone and you can actually pinpoint way back when, I really started building my business and this is where I learned my foundational elements of being a business owner. I can tie back to this organization that I was a part of called BNI.
Yes.
So to know that we've impacted people in such a way where they're able to take the skill sets that they've learned and to continue and further their business really excites me.
I've had such an incredible positive experience with BNI. I'm a huge proponent, huge. I mean, I will tell anyone and everyone that will listen, when you are a business owner, you are constantly selling, constantly at barbecues, as you mentioned. Who knows? Someone's at a barbecue and they're looking for a business attorney. Ed's going to say, I know the queen of business law. That's just
Absolutely.
how it works. That's just how it works. And if someone's asking me, Kelly, I really need to grow my business, what would you recommend? Hands down, BNI has been so great. It's what you bring to it as well. You have to be engaged in it. You can't just show up and sit there. You really have to be engaged in it. And just a side note, Ed, I have to share with you that BNI has been quite lucrative for me too, as a business attorney, as an attorney in general. I think attorneys have a hard time in networking groups, connecting with people, just because they're an attorney, right? Or just because they're kind of stuffy and they don't know how to relax with other people. But it's been phenomenal for me.
Yeah, it's really neat to see people when they come in, they're out of their element. You can tell which ones are out of their element because they're kind of standing in the back of the room. But to have we like to use this term called radical inclusion,
Yes.
where we really engulf the individuals coming in to be able to help them because not everybody is comfortable standing up and speaking. So you're going to see someone that comes in today that in their 60-second commercial, they stand up and it's actually 5 seconds. It's their name and they sit back down.
Right.
And then you come back and visit in 6 months and you see that same person. It's like you take a double take because, wow, where did that come from? And it's because they become comfortable and really enjoyed the process and have built the relationships in the room so that they know that they can learn these things and be encouraged along the way. Going back to that element of positivity.
Absolutely. I just want to share with the audience too that as an author, I've just finished my manuscript of my second edition to Go Legal Yourself. And I know when it is released, it's published, I know that I'm going to be having a book launch, and I know guaranteed that I'm going to have the support of my fellow members of BNI. I know that for a fact. So BNI isn't just, it literally supports you in every aspect of your life. Actually, I know one member, Ed, and I'm sure you know him too. He met his wife at BNI. So literally you can get what you want at BNI.
We've had a couple of those. I mean, speaking from our founder, Dr. Ivan Meisner, met his wife at a chapter meeting as well, 33 years ago.
That's
So
fantastic.
yeah,
Look at
talk
that.
about the best referral ever. I mean, that you as long as you're willing to come in and be willing to engage,
That's it.
that engagement is so important, because what's the old saying? You get out of something what you put into something.
That's it.
And to be a part of an organization like this, the more engaged you are, the more um, the more you not only get on the business side, like you said, you've gained quite a bit of business from your time, but you gain in so many other ways: friendships, your business acumen. I mean, there's just so many benefits. You know, as people struggle. I mean, obviously, we talked about, you know, we're in that time of COVID. To watch families support other families during this time, you know, businesses that have gone out of business, and to watch members rally around those individuals to help them either pivot and start a new business, or even to hold on to what they currently have until we're back to meeting in person and doing the things that we normally do.
Exactly. Absolutely. And I think the only reason why members leave BNI is because they've gotten so busy, and that's based because of BNI too, or there's a life change. Everyone has those, but BNI remains constant. It remains open. So even if you have to leave for a little bit, you can always come back.
Yeah, we actually call them our alumni. Kind of like
Yes.
a university, you know, or college has
Yes.
alumni. We have alumni as well, and we do a lot of interacting with them,
Yes.
because not only can they use the services of members of chapters, but we can use them as well. And again, going back to those long-lasting relationships as well.
I know we touched upon one of your core values, which was accountability, but you have one left. Would you like to share that?
Absolutely, which is recognition. We're big on recognition.
I love recognition.
It, and it really does. It uplifts individuals. You know, whenever we're being recognized, whether it's a small child, a dog, a
Yes.
um, you know, to be able to give that treat to the dog is that recognition of that you love them and that you want to help them. Well, it's the same thing with business owners. We all want that recognition, and our seventh core value of recognition is again one of those elements that we always want to be encouraging and lifting up our members and giving them the recognition, which the beauty of recognition is it adds to your visibility in the community of your chapter, in the community of BNI San Diego, and then hopefully the communities outside of there. You know, as people grow their business, as they take on roles in a chapter, a leadership role, whatever it may be, getting involved with the regional office, becoming an ambassador, a director, all of these elements are helping them create more visibility, which is one of the underlying benefits of that recognition. Plus the fact that we all love that pat on the shoulder and, you know, that attaboy element of it as well.
Exactly. I'm so used to patting myself on the back, Ed, but great job, Kelly. But it means so much when it comes from someone else. Yes.
Absolutely.
Ed, I love the core values of BNI. Would you be generous enough to provide us with some sort of outline or some sort of pamphlet on BNI that we can include as part of our show notes?
Absolutely. I would love to
Information
be
on.
able to.
Fantastic, fantastic. Is that, well, I have one other question for you, Ed. So, as a business owner, if you had to do it all over again, would you do anything different?
Yes, I would have gone to BNI sooner.
Yes.
Yeah, just, I mean, I wish I would have learned of it years before I was actually in it. To know that you have the support as a small business owner, you know, coming into business, it can be very lonely, particularly if you're a solopreneur. So
Absolutely.
to be able to have a group of individuals that come around you to support your efforts is huge. What would it, you think about what would it cost to put a group of individuals together that are there to help you build? It would cost a lot of money.
Oh,
So
you,
yeah,
you literally need a full-time job to save up money for that marketing effort for referrals. That's how
absolutely.
expensive it is. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be connecting with maybe a business coach that can help you with some of those foundational things, and hopefully that business coach is aware of an organization like BNI, or again, there are other great organizations out there. I can only speak to the one that I know of, and the beauty of BNI, and this is. I want to make sure that I'm saying this in the right way because I don't want it to be sound conceited, but we are the largest of our kind in the world.
That you are. That's a fact.
Yes, absolutely. We're not the oldest, but we are by far the largest in the world.
And the reason you're the largest is because it works. Everybody wants a BNI chapter in the city, the state, the country where they live. That's why you're the largest, because it works.
Because it works, and we uh, we love our members.
Yes.
We truly, truly love our members, and when I say that, I'm not talking the warm and fuzzy. I mean, there is that element of the warm and fuzzy. But when you truly love someone, you don't let them just maintain. You want to help them grow. When you truly love someone, you are willing to kind of say, hey, Kelly, what are you doing? Let's help you get back on track. To have those types of people around us is huge. So I, I really like that word love. I think it really applies to everything, our foundation of what we do as an organization.
And I pride myself, Ed, on being one of those members that is loved by BNI.
And you certainly are. I will tell you that.
Well, Ed, I wish I could carry on with you for another hour or two, but it is time to say goodbye until next time. I can guarantee you we'll have you back on the show again, because there's so much more I want to talk to you about as a business owner. Sort of what were your struggles? How'd you get over it? And just your growth projection within BNI too. That in itself is a topic for us to discuss at some other point. So thank you so much for being a guest on the show. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me, inviting me. It's always a pleasure to get to spend any time I do with you, particularly in this format, to be able to have a little bit of fun. And I was going to ask you, when you were in Italy, how did you say goodbye to a family member, a friend that you walked away from, someone that you maybe have just met? What was the way that you said goodbye to them when you were in
Ciao.
Italy?
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. But I got a response back saying, ciao, Bella.
Which is even better, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Thank you again, Ed. And audience, please, if you are not listening to the podcast from your app, definitely go to your app stores, download the app. It's completely free for now. And that way you can connect with us. You can look at the show notes. You can connect with the guest directly from the app. And remember, the only way you become successful is if you make today the day you go legal yourself. I am Attorney Kelly Bagler, the Queen of Business Law. It's been a pleasure being your host today. Until next time, cheers to your success.